Soon, you'll realize that everything you've been taught about losing fat once and for all is wrong. Yes, you read that right. This relentless pursuit of fad diets, quick fixes, and empty promises is what's kept you stuck, unable to achieve lasting weight loss. If you're tired of running in circles, it's time to open your eyes to a truth that few dare to reveal. The key to losing fat and keeping it off for good isn't in extreme restrictions or impossible sacrifices, but in adopting an approach that's always been within your reach. Imagine being able to eat the foods you love while still seeing the numbers on the scale drop consistently. Sounds too good to be true, right? But it's not. In fact, that's exactly what we're going to discuss. Forget everything you've been told about cutting carbs, living off salads, or stuffing yourself with miracle supplements. The truth is, there's an easier, more natural way that really works. And the best part? You don't have to drastically change your life to get there. You just need to understand and apply the right principles, the ones most people overlook because they're surprisingly simple. So, if you're ready to learn how to lose weight consistently and finally achieve the body you've always wanted without giving up the joy of eating well, you're in the right place. Get ready to be amazed by the power of small changes, because what you're about to learn could very well be the final step you need to turn the tide once and for all. What's up, everyone? Tiago here. If there's one thing many people underestimate when it comes to losing weight for good, it's the importance of increasing your protein intake. You see, protein isn't just fuel for your muscles, it also acts as a kind of shield against muscle loss during calorie restriction. Now, imagine eating less but still feeling full and burning fat once and for all. That's what a high-protein diet can do for you. It's no wonder studies show that higher protein intake tends to reduce calories spontaneously. The secret is in simplicity. Start with 0.8 grams per pound of your body weight, and you'll be on the right track. But let's be clear, folks, it's not about stuffing yourself with chicken and eggs, it's about being strategic. Think about your routine. If you're training hard, your body will need that extra protein to repair muscles and keep you from losing strength instead of fat. Now, if you're the type who skips breakfast and only starts eating at noon, a good protein shake might be your best ally to avoid that desperate hunger that leads you to eat everything in sight. So, have you thought about swapping that boring snack for a generous dose of protein? Your body will thank you, and so will the scale. And of course, no one's saying it's easy. Changing habits never is. But when you realize that extra dose of protein might be the push you need to lose weight consistently, it's hard not to commit. After all, who doesn't want to see consistent results without the frustration of losing weight one day and gaining it all back the next? If you really want to lose fat once and for all, protein should be your new best friend. And that, my friend, is just the beginning. Now let's talk about carbs, the fuel that powers your body, especially during intense workouts. You might be thinking, but aren't I supposed to cut carbs if I want to lose weight for good? Hold on, cutting out carbs completely might lead to quick weight loss, but a lot of that is just water, not fat. The result? You feel tired, low on energy, and that workout that should be helping you burn fat once and for all ends up being half-hearted. The secret is in moderation, and more importantly, choosing the right types of carbs. So, how do you apply this in your daily life? First, forget about those highly processed carbs that only add inches to your waistline. Think about whole foods, rich in fiber, that will give you energy gradually and steadily. For example, instead of white bread for breakfast, how about oatmeal? It will release energy more slowly, keeping you full longer and avoiding hunger spikes. And for those who train, saving carbs for before and after your workout is a smart strategy to maximize performance and ensure your body burns fat, not muscle. Remember, losing weight consistently doesn't mean eliminating all carbs from your life. Balance is key. Allowing yourself to eat carbs at strategic times ensures your body has the energy it needs to face daily challenges without feeling that extreme fatigue that might make you give up. And it's this balanced approach that will help you maintain your results in the long run. Who said losing fat once and for all has to be a struggle? Now, let's get straight to the point when it comes to fat. A lot of people think that to lose weight for good, they just need to cut fat out of their diet. But let me tell you, it's not that simple. Fat plays an important role in your diet, but like everything in life, it needs to be consumed in moderation. A tablespoon of oil here, an extra slice of cheese there, and before you know it, you've already exceeded your daily limit without even realizing it. And you know what that means? All that extra fat you're consuming could be sabotaging your efforts to lose fat once and for all. So, what should you do? Simple, be aware of the hidden traps on your plate. That creamy salad dressing or the butter you generously spread on your bread are classic examples of how fats can add up without you noticing. Swapping them for lower fat options, like Greek yogurt instead of sour cream or oil spray instead of a generous pour of olive oil, makes a huge difference. And it's not about cutting everything out but making smart choices to maintain a calorie deficit without sacrificing flavor. And let's be honest, it's hard to change these habits, but if you're truly committed to losing weight consistently, you need to pay attention to these details. Every conscious decision you make on your plate brings you closer to your goal of losing fat once and for all. So, next time you cook or prepare your plate, remember that small changes can have a big impact on your long-term results. And it's this consistency that will get you where you want to be. Let's talk about simplicity when it comes to building your plate, because that's where many people get confused. Forget those complicated diets with endless lists of allowed and forbidden foods. To lose weight for good, the secret is balance, and the balanced plate concept is the best way to ensure that. Picture your plate divided into 3 parts, half filled with vegetables or fruits, a quarter with a source of protein, and the last quarter with carbs or fats. Easy, right? This simple approach helps you lose fat once and for all without the paranoia of counting calories or following strict rules. Now, how do you put this into practice? Think about today's lunch: a colorful salad filling half the plate, a portion of grilled chicken taking up a quarter, and brown rice in the other quarter. This combination not only nourishes your body but keeps you full longer, which is essential to avoid unnecessary snacking between meals. And the best part is, this flexibility allows you to eat healthily without giving up anything, making the process of losing weight consistently much more enjoyable. And why does this work? Because by adopting the balanced plate concept, you're automatically creating eating habits that can be maintained long-term. No restrictive diets that leave you frustrated and make you revert to old habits in no time. This strategy is sustainable and effective, allowing you to lose fat once and for all without extreme sacrifices. So, next time you build your plate, remember, simplicity and balance are your best allies. Let's talk about the importance of meal timing and frequency. Many people underestimate the power of well-distributed meals throughout the day, but this is one of the secrets to losing weight for good. Eating at regular times helps keep your energy levels stable and avoid that uncontrollable hunger that leads to overeating. And yes, this makes all the difference when your goal is to lose fat once and for all. Imagine the scenario: you go all day without eating, and when it's time to eat, you're so hungry that all control is lost. Avoiding this is simpler than it seems. The key is finding a rhythm that works for you. We're not talking about eating every 2 hours like clockwork, but about identifying the times of day when you really need energy and planning your meals around that. If you find that the afternoon is when you need the most energy, how about including a protein and fiber-rich snack to keep hunger in check until dinner? And for those who do well with intermittent fasting, it can be a useful tool, as long as it's done carefully and without extremes. And of course, none of this works without consistency. Eating irregularly, skipping meals, or leaving everything for the evening will only sabotage your efforts to lose weight consistently. Regular eating not only keeps your metabolism running efficiently but also helps control the amount of food you consume throughout the day. This makes all the difference in losing fat once and for all, without suffering or frustration. Now it's time to face a truth that many don't want to accept: extreme restrictions are not the way to lose weight for good. How many times have you heard about miracle diets that promise quick results but in practice only lead to frustration and the dreaded yo-yo effect? The reality is that cutting out entire food groups or starving yourself may bring short-term results, but at what cost? Losing fat once and for all requires a more sustainable approach, where you can make gradual changes and include the foods you love, in moderation, of course. Let's take a practical example. If you love chocolate, it doesn't make sense to ban it completely from your diet. Instead, how about incorporating it strategically, like a small reward after an intense workout? This way, you don't feel deprived, making it much easier to maintain discipline in the long run. It's this flexibility that allows you to continue losing weight consistently without the guilt that usually comes with restrictive diets. After all, no one wants to live a life without pleasure, and the key to success is finding a balance that works for you. And it's not just about keeping your motivation high, but about building habits that can be sustained over time. When you make small changes, like gradually reducing sugar or increasing the amount of vegetables on your plate, these practices eventually become part of your routine. Over time, these choices add up, and that's how you can lose fat once and for all. No drastic diets, no insane sacrifices. Just smart choices that, combined, bring lasting results. It's time to tackle a topic that generates a lot of debate: supplements. When it comes to losing weight for good, it's easy to get lost in the sea of promises that many products make. But let's be straightforward here: most fat loss supplements simply don't work. That's right, you can spend tons of money on pills and powders that won't help you lose fat once and for all. Now, if there's one supplement that deserves your attention, it's good old whey protein. Why? Simple, it helps you meet your daily protein needs, especially if your diet isn't cutting it. So, how can you integrate whey protein into your routine? Let's say you have trouble consuming enough protein throughout the day, which is common for those with a busy schedule or on a more restrictive diet. An isolated whey shake, which is easy to digest and of high quality, might be the perfect solution. It not only helps you maintain muscle during weight loss but also increases satiety, avoiding those hunger pangs that derail any plan to lose weight consistently. It's a small investment that can bring big results if used correctly. However, it's important to remember that supplements are just that, a supplement. They don't replace a balanced and consistent diet, which is the real key to losing fat once and for all. So, before you go out and buy everything the market offers, focus on the basics. If your diet is on point and you feel you need some extra help to hit your protein target, then it makes sense to consider whey. Otherwise, don't be fooled by easy promises. Hard work and consistency will always have the final say. Let's get straight to the point. Where you eat can have a huge impact on your results. It seems simple, but the environment in which you eat can be the factor that's preventing you from losing weight for good. When you eat distracted, whether watching TV or scrolling through your phone, you lose track of portions, and before you know it, you've eaten much more than you needed. And this, of course, sabotages your efforts to lose fat once and for all. The secret? Practice what's called mindful eating, which means being present at the moment of the meal, paying attention to every bite. Let's imagine a common situation. You're having dinner in front of the TV, watching your favorite show. Suddenly, your plate is empty, but you barely noticed what you ate, and the feeling of fullness doesn't come. Now, compare this with a meal where you sit at the table, without distractions, really savoring each bite. The result? You eat less, feel more satisfied, and can better control your calorie intake, which is crucial for losing weight consistently. It's not magic, it's just a matter of paying attention to what your body is telling you. And here's the kicker, it's not about making big changes but adopting small practices that, combined, have a significant impact. Setting aside a few minutes to eat without distractions might seem simple, but it's precisely the simplicity that makes the difference. If you want to lose fat once and for all, start paying attention to the environment where you eat. This is one of the easiest and most effective changes you can make to reach your goals. We've reached the most important point of the entire weight loss journey: consistency and patience. You know that anxiety for quick results? It's your worst enemy when the goal is to lose weight for good. Nothing happens overnight, and anyone who promises that is selling an illusion. The truth, plain and simple, is that losing fat once and for all requires daily dedication, even on days when motivation isn't at its peak. Small changes made consistently are much more powerful than any radical diet or exhausting workout that only lasts a week. Let's bring this into everyday life. Instead of focusing on losing 5 pounds in a week, how about thinking about losing half a pound a week, but consistently? It may seem like a small amount, but over a few months, this approach can result in significant weight loss without the risks of crazy diets or the stress of trying to follow an impossible-to-maintain plan. And more importantly, by building this consistency, you're creating habits that will help you maintain the weight loss, avoiding the dreaded yo-yo effect. This is the key to losing weight consistently and maintaining results over time. And of course, patience is essential. At first, the results may seem slow, but this is exactly where many people give up. Understand that the process is gradual, and every step you take brings you closer to your ultimate goal. Stay focused, follow the plan, and remember that, at the end of the day, it's consistency that will lead you to success. Losing fat once and for all isn't about doing everything perfectly but about doing enough, every day, for the results to show up in a lasting way. Now that you have all this knowledge at your fingertips, the real question is, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to keep putting off the changes you know you need to make, or are you finally going to take that first step toward losing weight for good? The truth is, there's no magic here, just smart choices and consistency. The path is laid out, but it's you who needs to walk it. And if you want some extra help without suffering through severe restrictions or crazy diets, Burn Boost is your practical guide to losing weight healthily and sustainably, using the principles of a flexible diet. It's all there, waiting to guide you in the right direction. So, what's stopping you from starting now? Is it worth continuing the same routine, hoping for different results? The transformation you're looking for won't happen on its own. But with patience, discipline, and the strategies we've discussed, with a little push from Burn Boost, you can finally achieve what you've always wanted. And when that happens, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. Finally, if you want to know if it's possible to lose belly fat, don't miss our next video. Is targeting belly fat possible? New research says yes. Click now, and let's find out together.